I am walking through a quiet suburban neighborhood on the outskirts of New York. The autumn air is cold, and the streets are almost empty. I pass by old houses with faded paint and overgrown yards. One house catches my attention. It is a small abandoned structure with boarded windows and a broken front gate. I slow my steps and observe the property. The grass is tall and yellow. The porch is covered in dead leaves. I notice movement near the base of the house. Something shifts behind a cracked basement window. I stop walking and focus my eyes on that dark space. A small gray shape moves again inside the darkness. I crouch down to get a better view through the dirty glass. I see a Persian cat with gray fur sitting alone in the basement. The cat is visibly thin and its fur is matted and dull. The animal stares at me with wide, desperate eyes. I tap gently on the window. The cat meows, but the sound is muffled by the glass. I realize the basement has no visible exit. I walk around the house looking for a way inside. Every door is locked and every window is sealed. I return to the basement window and the cat is still there, watching me. The animal presses its face against the glass. I understand this cat has been trapped for a long time. I cannot leave it behind. I take out my phone and search for help. I decide I must find a way to enter this abandoned house. The cat meows again, weaker this time. I place my hand on the cold glass. I silently promise the cat that I will return. I drive away from the abandoned house, but the image of the gray Persian cat stays in my mind. I spend the night researching how to safely enter abandoned properties. The next morning, I return to the suburban neighborhood. The sky is darker than yesterday, and rain clouds gather overhead. I park my car near the old house and walk toward the broken front gate. The house looks even more decayed in the gray morning light. I approach the basement window and crouch down. The gray Persian cat is still there, in the same spot on the concrete floor. But something is different. The cat is lying on its side now, barely moving. I tap on the glass, but the cat only lifts its head slightly. The animal is weaker than before. I notice the basement floor has small puddles of water. The rain from last night must have leaked through cracks in the foundation. The cat's fur appears damp and the animal is shivering. I feel panic rising in my chest. This cat will not survive another cold night in that wet basement. I try to pry the wooden boards from a side window, but they are nailed too tightly. I search the yard for any tool I can use. I find a rusted metal pipe near the collapsed fence. I return to the side window and use the pipe to leverage the boards. The wood creaks but does not break. My arms burn from the effort. Rain begins to fall again, light at first, then heavier. The cat inside the basement has stopped moving entirely. I drop the pipe and run back to the basement window. I press my face against the wet glass. The gray Persian cat lies motionless on the damp concrete. I cannot tell if the cat is still breathing. Time is running out. I pull out my phone with shaking hands and call animal rescue services. I explain the emergency with urgency in my voice. They tell me a team is 20 minutes away. 20 minutes feels like a death sentence. I cannot wait that long. I return to the side window and grab the rusted pipe from the ground. I swing the pipe against the wooden board with all my strength. The wood cracks on the third strike. I swing again and again until a board splinters and falls away. I tear at the remaining boards with my bare hands. Splinters cut into my palms, but I do not stop. Finally, I create an opening large enough to climb through. I pull myself into the dark house. The interior smells of mold and decay. I search for the basement door. I find it in the hallway, locked with a rusted padlock. I use the metal pipe to break the lock. The padlock snaps and falls to the floor. I open the door and descend the wooden stairs into the basement. The air is cold and damp. Water covers parts of the concrete floor. In the corner, I see the gray Persian cat lying motionless. I rush to the cat and kneel beside its small body. I place my hand on the cat's chest. I feel a faint heartbeat. The cat is still alive. I carefully lift the frail animal into my arms. The cat's body is cold and limp. I wrap my jacket around the cat to provide warmth. I carry the cat up the stairs and out of the house. Outside, an animal rescue van arrives. A veterinary technician rushes toward me with a thermal blanket. The veterinary technician wraps the thermal blanket around the gray Persian cat. She checks the cat's vital signs, and her face turns serious. She tells me the cat is hypothermic and severely dehydrated. We need to get to the clinic immediately. I climb into the back of the rescue van with the cat in my arms. The technician starts an IV line to deliver warm fluids. The van races through the suburban streets toward the emergency veterinary clinic. I watch the cat's shallow breathing and pray silently. At the clinic, the team rushes the cat into the treatment room. I stand in the hallway with blood still dripping from my cut hands. A nurse notices and brings bandages, but I refuse treatment until I know the cat is stable. Minutes feel like hours. Through the window, I see the veterinary team working frantically. They place the cat on a heated pad and connect monitors. The heart rate is dangerously low. An alarm sounds on one of the machines. The lead veterinarian calls for emergency medication. I press my hands against the glass, watching helplessly. The cat's body lies still on the table, surrounded by medical equipment. For a terrible moment, the monitor shows a flat line. The veterinarian administers a stimulant injection directly into the cat. Seconds pass in agonizing silence. Then a single beep appears on the monitor. Then another. The heart rhythm returns, weak but present. The veterinarian looks toward me through the window and nods slowly. The gray Persian cat has survived. I slide down the wall and sit on the cold hospital floor, overwhelmed with relief. 3 weeks pass since the rescue. I return to the veterinary clinic for the final checkup. The waiting room is bright and calm. A nurse calls my name and leads me to a recovery room in the back. I open the door and see the gray Persian cat sitting inside a clean enclosure. The transformation is remarkable. The cat's fur is now clean and fluffy, restored to its natural silver shine. The cat has gained healthy weight, and its eyes are bright and alert. The cat sees me and begins to purr loudly. I kneel beside the enclosure and open the door. The gray Persian cat walks directly into my arms. I hold the cat gently against my chest, feeling the vibration of its purr. The veterinarian enters and tells me the cat has made a full recovery. All signs of hypothermia and malnutrition are gone. The cat is ready to go home. I sign the adoption papers without hesitation. I carry the gray Persian cat outside into the warm afternoon sunlight. The cat looks up at the blue sky, perhaps seeing freedom for the first time in months. I walk to my car and place the cat carefully in a carrier on the passenger seat. I drive through the suburban streets, passing the abandoned house where I first found the cat. The house looks smaller now, less frightening. I reach my apartment and bring the cat inside. I set up a soft bed near the window where sunlight streams in. The gray Persian cat curls up in the warm light and closes its eyes peacefully. I sit beside my new companion and stroke the soft silver fur. The cat purrs deeply, content and safe. We have both found something we were missing, a second chance.